Really still satisfying to hear that sound again? Okay, anyways, hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman and welcome back for more Let's Play Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Last time, we defeated Chaos and came back to our old self once and for all. So, there's still a few things left I want to mention. If we go to our select data, as you see, we now have a bat sign above our cleared file. It's also my cleared file on hard mode, I believe. Maybe not actually even hard mode. Maybe this just is... No, this is a 100% file. So yeah, this would be a hard mode file too, I think. But I don't know. You may notice down below though, there's an icon, a little icon that says boss. Well, that is, if you go to the special menu, first of all you have sound test, which is what you think. There's some classic songs in this. Heart of Fire is a really good song, and you can just get all the background musics and some of the sound effects and whatnot for the game. But anyways, Soul Trade also would be kind of cool, I guess, but I had nobody to do it with ever in my life, and also I just feel like it. I don't know, Soul Trade just seems like a weird feature to me, but potentially I feel like it could probably break a lot of the game, but I'm not actually sure about that. Anyways, let's just go into boss rush mode, and I'm gonna use our good old chaotic level 67 file here for this. It sets us to level 40 immediately, and yeah, so I'm just gonna equip my items here, and let's get through it. Boss rush is pretty much every bit what you'd expect it to be. It's a boss rush of every fight up to Graham, and I'm gonna do my best to beat it in a decent time, but no guarantees. So, and commentating over the same time might not be the easiest thing in the world. By the way, here, we have the Man-Eater. This is why I hold the theory that I feel like the Man-Eater would have been a boss fight that you would have fought early on. And whereabouts, I don't actually know for sure, but actually hit the big golem, please. Yo. Oh, Headhunter is hilariously easy. Just watch this. Take out the first head. Take out the second head. And the third head that tried pissing us off before, well, it's not much easier. Yeah, I really freaking love that fight. You also get a couple items. It's not your normal item inventory that you had for most of the game, and I guess that makes sense. You don't get a whole lot of healing items, though, which you'll want to keep in mind. Death? Wow, that was one of the best death runs I've ever had. Legion's also hilariously easy with this soul as well. So, yeah, let's just finish Legion off. You don't have to worry about destroying all the things in order to get its soul this time. You just need to kill it. And Balor, whom I don't usually like fighting a whole lot, but there we go, got rid of him. And the final fight against Graham. Oh wow, am I already at this part of the fight? Oh wow. I may actually be able to do this after all. And once again, I found the sweet spot for the fight. There we go. Okay, can I do this in a... Oh shoot. I'm gonna use an item, like tasty meat. Yes, there we go. Got rid of him. Let's see our finish time. Come on, come on. Let me go through. Finished it in 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Not bad. And we get the Valmanway as a weapon. There's some new interesting items you can get. By the way, we also randomly get the game over screen, which I don't know if I've ever actually shown that. That picture is somewhere in the dining hall, I believe, but yeah. Anyways, let's go on to a completed save file. I believe this is, yeah, the Chaotic Realm. There's some interesting weapons you can get in... This is a file on hard mode I'm also going to add, but there's actually some interesting weapons you can get in hard mode, as well as from beating the boss rush mode. For one, in boss rush, you can get the Valmanway, which seems like kind of an uninteresting weapon. It's super fast, but also very, very weak. And yeah, overall, I really, really like this weapon actually in the sequel, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. But overall in this game, it's just not really that good. As you see, it's insanely fast. Don't get me wrong, I won't disagree with that value of it, but also, why am I taking so much damage? What do I freaking have equipped? I didn't think Dracula's Tunic gave you bad defense. Maybe I equipped Lubricant, but I think Valmanway overall just gives you really bad defense in general, but no, I guess not. Anyways, another item you can get is the Positron Rifle. This is also another weapon for beating boss rush in some certain time. As you see, this thing is a bit on the ridiculous side, cause yeah, this thing has a ridiculous range to it, and probably one of the best ranged weapons in the game. So keep that in mind if you're using it. Also, yeah, kill you. Positron Rifle's kind of cool though, I gotta admit. I'm just looking for any weapons I may not have had normally. I can only think of one other one though. Yep. You can get the Death Scythe. Or Death Sickle. It's Death Scythe in the sequel. I believe you can you can also get Death's Robe as well. These items are only in hard mode, and you get them both in the Clock Tower, which on hard mode is actually not a bad spot to get these. These weapons are extremely powerful, and I think there's other weapons that are like this as well, but I just don't remember any of them off the top of my head. So, yeah, you can get the Death Sickle, which actually increases the... It has a bit of a wider arc, but it's a lot slower than Claim Solace, but it also increases luck as well, which was why I was partially using this so much. It increases it by a lot, might I add. I was using this a lot in my New Game Plus file. Yeah, my defense is really... Was it seriously that low in my other file? I don't remember my defense being that bad. Anyways, you kind of get the gist of all those super exclusive weapons that you can get in the other modes. But there's still some secrets I want to point out that involve me resetting the game. Let's go to select data. And I wish I had more than 3 files. Start a new game with data number 3 while carrying over items and spirits. Or actually, this is the New Game Plus mode here. And as dumb as it may seem, which file should I do this? I'm gonna delete my copy file. This file's going over well anyway. Or yeah, this recording's going well anyway. I'm gonna delete my copy file because there's something I want to point out here. Enter Julius, and you can start a new game as Julius. You also have normal and hard mode. I'm gonna go normal because I want to show this off. So let's enter And there we go. We can play as Julius, who has a double jump immediately, which can get up to areas. Julius doesn't actually have a pause button, though. Keep that in mind, so... You can go the map to pause, mind you, but... Yeah. Julius mode is interesting. Because this is more like playing through a game with a Belmont rather than... another character. And check this out. We can head to the Warp Room very, very early. It doesn't really service any purpose. We can actually go a lot of places early. Like, we can go to, like, places in the underground reservoir and a lot of places like that really early. It doesn't really service any purpose because Julius is extremely weak at this point in the game, and no offense, if you try to fight an enemy in the underground reservoir, to quote the super cool ski instructor from that one episode of South Park, you're gonna have a bad time. So... yeah. Julius is kind of cool, though. He also has some different sub-weapons that you can cycle through with the air button. I believe they're used pretty much the same way as any of Solo's weapons. He has, like, a traditional Castlevania cross, which I'll use in a second. Yeah, he has that. He has holy water. He has a throwing axe. And he also has the crucifix, which was the ultimate weapon, the ultimate attack he used against us in the boss fight. Let's try it out against Creaking Skull ourselves. That is an ultimate attack, if I've ever seen one. And we also get the orb, which I believe the orb is supposed to, like, increase our attack or whatever. That's more or less about it for... and that also has a really weird backdash as well. Anyways, it's more or less a mode just to, like, play through for yourselves. I actually haven't really ever tried playing through all of Julius mode before, so I don't know what lies in it, to be honest with you. It's kind of a weird thing to say. And for the last thing in this video, I'm just gonna go through with every single soul and show you what the other souls can do. And I'll see you guys in a moment. Killerfish is useless outside of water, I forgot. Thankfully, the save room has water right next to it, so, yeah. I forgot how hilarious this soul is. Doll. I forgot how beautiful that one was. interesting. I don't think I've ever actually seen the Durga Soul before. Why was there one time when I fired 5? I don't really know what causes that, honestly. Anyways, on for the blue souls. I also just now want to point out that I love it how the Creaking Skull Soul, which is one of the first things you fight in the game, just was stronger than the Shadow Knight Soul. Granted, against a Shadow Knight itself, so maybe it was resistant to its own type, but still, that's pretty damn funny if you ask me. Oh, Persephone still has this. Okay, Persephone has the soul in Dawn of Sorrow as well, and it's one of the most stupid and useless but hilarious souls at that. Basically, you get a soul-sucking vacuum, basically. This soul is, by normal circumstances, really, really weak and honestly quite useless. I mean, we get a lot of help from this, and I guess if you combine it with the... Yeah, you combine it with the, Succubus Soul, you're gonna get a lot of health really fast, but still. You can see otherwise just how not very good this soul actually is. Though I gotta admit, being able to get 10 HP from any attack is kinda nice though. This is still such a stupid soul. Oh, okay, this was a soul I was looking for earlier, but I guess that's kind of nice, I suppose. You have the soul eater ring, it's not so bad. This is the Devil's Soul, by the way. More or less the same as the Curly and Manticore Souls. I still haven't shown the Manticore one off yet, but... Yeah, you can see how this would be used for getting into the final area. Personally, I kind of like the look of the Devil a little bit more than the Curly, but... So I love this slogan. How much HP does this thing have? Jeez. Here we go. Speaking of Manticore, let's get the final of these 3 souls out of the way. Yeah, there we go with the Manticore. It's every bit about as much as you'd expect it to be. That was very nice. All these are just familiar-based ones, I believe. Imp is probably one of the worst familiar-based ones. Let's just summon Alistair the Familiar. Might as well. Yeah, that attack there kind of gives an indication as to why I'm not a huge fan against fighting Alistairs normally, but when you have one on your side, I gotta admit it's pretty hilarious. Because, yeah, their sword can pretty much just hit you wherever, and not a whole lot you can do about it sometimes. And lastly, Death Soul. The Death Soul, I'll give mention though, is one of the best ones for doing the boss rush mode. I mean, maybe not in this game, but in Dawn of Sorrow especially, it's very, very, very useful soul. So, yeah, because having all these sickles that can just Poonzors everything, it's really nice. And I'll look through the yellow ones just to see if there's anything I might want to mention. Iron Golem might be interesting to mention here, because, yeah. As you see there, this soul is basically not flinching, which isn't that useful in this game, but the enemy that gives it in Dawn of Sorrow is a lot better than the Iron Golem, and you get it a lot earlier than this. So, in Dawn of Sorrow, this is actually a very, very useful soul. The Iron Golem soul in Dawn of Sorrow is also hilarious as well, so yeah. Flesh Golem, it lets you eat the stuff like the rotten meat. I just figured I should mention it. It's nothing else. Peeping Eye is obviously helpful. Tsuchinoko lets you buy stuff at cheaper prices. See, like, there's just nothing really to talk about with some of these souls. I mean, like, Aranus increases experience points by 120%. That's not so bad. Collect souls to increase strength. This was our headhunter by the end of the game. As you see, stuff only went up by 12. And if you look at the lubricant right now, we're also not exactly weak at all. So, weakened very much, so the lubricant's by far the more superior version to the headhunter soul. Judging by the fact that there's a freaking 22-point difference even after that. That's seriously like plus 34 strength after just losing a little bit of health. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the Basilix one's interesting, but I don't believe that we have anything of the other kind. Mimic's interesting, increases money as your damage gets increased. Poison, curses, petrification. And yeah, these are just all like various strength increases. Skeleton Knight, Minotaur, Golem, Trident. All these pale in comparison to the lubricant though. White Dragon. And this is the one that I find kind of disappointing. Your luck can only be increased by 8. I'm not actually sure why it's only such a small number, but it is. And I admittedly kind of wish I knew why, because I don't know, I just find that kind of disappointing that the luck can only be increased so much. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode and pretty much the series of Let's Play Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Next time, well, we'll see Soma and friends in a new adventure sometime. How's that sound? Peace out.